Yes. It's Raphael Dawkins, the Combat Radio. And if you have not subscribed already but enjoy the content, then please kindly do so by hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Okay, so they say it never rains but pours. It's an expression. When something negative happens, one thing negative happens, and sometimes it can be followed by another thing, and then another thing. And you have to snap. You have to snap the jinx. You have to snap the run of bad luck or misfortune. However you want to see it. Don't worry. This was a previous photo. He's not in hospital. That was a previous injury where Tyrone Spong had a bit of bad luck, snapped his shin. It's unfortunate. It's a hazard of the, what was this, kickboxing or MMA? Those are MMA gloves. That was an MMA fight. Yeah. Hazard of kickboxing, MMA. This can happen to you when you snap your shin, snap your shizzle. Okay. Any combat sport. So, yeah, Tyrone Spong, as we know, had a little bit of misfortune. We still can't get to the bottom of it yet with his failed drug test, but this isn't about that. This is another bit of bad or misfortune. And it's kind of hard to believe. I had to check and double check and triple check. Well, I haven't triple checked, but I did double check. And it's it's a hard story to believe. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into this. Heavyweight boxer Tyrone Spong has had 23 charges filed against him over the escape of an extremely dangerous... Well, I can't say I don't like the way this is written. I'll reread that. Okay. The heavyweight boxer Tyrone Spong has had 23 charges filed against him over the escape of a Cougar. You see, Tyrone Spong, apparently, unbeknownst to me until today, earlier on today, this is the first chance I've had to record this. Unbeknownst to me and probably unbeknownst to you, Tyrone Spong, seen here, had or has a pet cougar. Let that sink in. Okay, let me proceed with the article. According to the South Florida Sentinel, wildlife officials had to tranquilize the 60-pound cat in January after it was found sunbathing on a driveway before jumping into a back garden in Parkland, Broward County, Florida. It was initially thought to be an endangered Florida panther, but subsequently it was identified as a captive bred cougar. Cougars rarely attack human beings, but they have killed people in the western United States in the past. Most recently in Oregon in 2018. The animal, which was underweight when it was found, was eventually traced back to the man pictured here, Mr. Tyrone Spong. Can you believe it? Can you Adam and Eve it? Okay, the article goes on. The animal, which was said to be underweight when it was found. How long was it missing? I mean, if your pet cougar goes missing, you tend to, anyway. Was eventually traced back to Spong. The Sun Sentinel reports that the cougar has since regained its health. It is not illegal to keep cougars in Florida, but strict guidelines must be followed. He's talking to his mate, he's talking to his mate Rashad Evans here. I wonder if he's talking about his lost cougar. It's no laughing matter. It's not illegal to keep cougars in Florida, but strict guidelines must be followed. Among the charges the 34-year-old Spong faces are allowing the cougar to escape, keeping it without a permit. Damn, the man had a cougar without a permit. Even I know you're gonna need a permit to keep a wild animal of such a magnitude. 60-pound cougar. Yeah, that could turn nasty on you. Could turn nasty on you. Apparently, keeping it in a too small cage is how they worded. Very poorly worded. In a cage which was not up to specification in terms of dimensions, I would have said. Not providing it with shelter. Failing to provide it with toys or things to do. You gotta have things. You gotta provide your pets with toys, for goodness sakes. You can't just have it sitting there in a cage or whatever. And failing to provide clean water for exotic birds. Apparently, he has exotic birds, and the water was not significant of regulation cleanliness. It wasn't clean enough, apparently, according to the officials. Each of the charges carries a fine of up to $500. Formal charges were filed in court this week. How many charges did they say they're charging him with? Multiple. Where are we? Okay. I can't see that figure, but I'm sure I've just said it. When Spong was contacted, he said, by the Centennial, he said, and I quote, "I don't know nothing about it." Spong started off his fight career as a kickboxer. Where are we? Let's see a kickboxing pic. I had a few of them around. What's going on? Where's he gone? Okay. As a kickboxer, that's MMA, but never mind. Before turning to boxing, well, actually, he turned to mixed martial arts before he turned to boxing. He has a professional record of 14-0 with 13 wins by knockout, and is the WBC and WBO Latino heavyweight champion. He was due to fight Ukraine's Alexander Usyk this weekend, or last weekend, in Chicago, but failed on a drug test, a charge he denies. Okay, and that is the article. Yeah, that's the length and breadth of the article. So, apparently this happened previously in the year. I thought it was a new thing that just dropped, but no, it was previous in the year. And I haven't heard anything of it since. But it's crazy. It's crazy to think that in Florida, you can have a cougar and the damn thing can escape its cage. Oh, this is a kickboxing pitch. You can pick. You can see by the gloves the difference. This is kickboxing. Glory kickboxing. This is how I know Spong didn't have as many tattoos as he did. That was a thing that he added over the years. Started off plain. Yeah, it's crazy to think that you can have wild animals like that in certain countries, just, tied up in your back garden. Madness. And one just hops over the fence. I know they got tigers, all kinds of exotic creatures in Florida. And they got the gators. Got the gators in the rivers. So, crazy news. Tyrone Spong's cougar escaped and was found sunbathing on someone's patio, or rather drive. Mad things. I don't know if it was returned to him. I don't know if it was returned to the owner. One would imagine so. But yeah, crazy. What say you? It's Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's the subscribe. That's a nice little kitty. Have you round off? It's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comment, it's the shares. It is Tyrone Spong's missing Cougar. It's Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio, and I'm out.